Hello and welcome to this new video tutorial of Magento 2 Web Security Module or Firewall Protection Suite. And in today's video tutorial, we'll be showing you the web store front end, and we'll be talking about how the email validation can be done and how the two-factor authentication can be set up by the admin for the customers. And in the next video, we'll be showing you the module backend configuration basically, and how the different configuration settings for the security can be set up by the admin from the module configuration settings. So before we proceed further, let me give you a small overview of this particular web security module. And this module would be allowing the admin to protect his web store by detecting and preventing the cyber threat. And as we all know that the websites or the web stores are just as prone to security breaches as physical homes and stores. Apart from that, it also helps the admin to set up the unrecognized login notifications, master passwords feature to block all the sub-user accounts, and the admin can also set up notifications for any file uploaded within the system, and can also choose to set up the file upload type for the system, and much more. So let's get ahead and let's see how at the store front end the customers would be able to make use of the two-factor authentication after they've registered themselves. And apart from that, we'll also see how the email address validation works at the front end whenever a user tries to register himself on your Magento 2 web store. So let's get ahead and let's get to the web store front end first. So here I am at the Magento 2 web store, and after the admin has configured the configuration settings for the module, wherein the admin would be able to enable the two-factor authentication and the email address validation. Thereafter, whenever a customer tries to register himself at the web store front end and tries to use an email address, the email address gets verified whether it's an actual email address or not, and a respective message is also displayed if it is not a valid email address. So let's go and let's see the email address validation process first. So for that, what I'll do is I'll just tap on the create an account link at the top, and let me go ahead and let me fill in the details, and I'll be entering one email address that would not be a genuine one, and let's see how it actually responds to that. So I'll enter the first name and the last name, and now I'll be entering my password for my new account. Now I'll be tapping the create an account button, and let's see what message do we get here. So here you can see that the email address that I had entered, for that we have the corresponding message that the email address is not a valid email address. So let me get ahead and let me try and enter my actual email address, and let's see if I'll be able to register myself on the web store thereafter. So I'll enter my password, my confirm password, and I'll tap the create an account button. So we'll just wait. So you can see here that now I'm able to register myself using my correct and valid email address. So this was regarding the email address validation that we've added within our particular module. And now I'll be showing you the two-factor authentication basically that can be used by the customers so as to make their account more protective while they are trying to make a login. So under the my account section for the customers would be able to see a two-step authentication section, as you can see here, and they'll be able to register themselves for the Google authentication. So for that, the customers basically the two-step authentication would be able to add a security layer to secure your account, and you will be able to use the Google Authenticator app that provides you a one-time password so as to log into your account here. So what you need to do is you just need to tap on the register button here, and this would navigate you to one section here, as you can see, for the two-step authentication. And here what you need to do is you need to first install the Google Authenticator app from the Google Play Store, and you need to scan this particular code that you can see here, and this adds this particular thing within your Google Authenticator app, and it starts generating a one-time password that can then be used for making a login here. So each time you go to the Google Authenticator app, a new code is generated so as to make your account more secure. So let me go ahead and let me generate one OTP, and let me try and log in thereafter. So I have basically scanned the right QR code, and I have my what we say as the Google Authenticator OTP. So I'll be entering it now. I'll tap the login button thereafter. Alright, I'll just try it one more time. Maybe I typed in the incorrect one. And I'll tap the login button now. Alright, so I've logged into my account now. And under the same account information section here, you can see the option for the Google Authentication. Now as we have registered ourselves on the Google Authenticator app, and now we'll be able to generate our OTPs, which are refreshed every minute there within the Google Authenticator app, and using that OTP you'll be able to access your account. The customers can also now can enable or disable this particular functionality, or the two-factor authentication. So right now it's disabled. Now let me enable it, and let me save this particular settings from my customer account. So now whenever I need to access my account, I'll have to enter my OTP using the Google Authenticator app. So I'll enter my code, and you can also check this button, and so as to make your particular device as a trusted device, so that there's no need for you to enter the OTP from the Google Authenticator app each time whenever you're trying to log into your account there. So for now I'll just tap the login button to make a login. Alright, I'll just try one more OTP there. Maybe that's expired right now. So I'll enter my code, and I'll tap the login button. So I've logged into my account now, and it's what we say as having the Google Authentication enabled. Now let me sign out once, and I'll try and log in once again. So I'll try and go to the sign in page first, and there I'll be entering my email address and my password. So it's a two-factor authentication. We have entered our username and our password. Now we need to enter the Google Authentication so as to access our account. So for that I'll just add the what we say as the OTP now. So I'm entering the OTP, and I'll tap the login button. So now I can access my account. So the authentication is much more secure than the basic one, wherein we just enter our email address and our password so as to log into our account panel. So this was the second functionality that I wanted to show you. So in the next video, I'll be showing you the different options that we have within the backend configuration panel for the web security of the e-commerce platform, that's the Magento 2. So this basically the platform gets more secure. So before that, let me give you a small overview or a brief about the different options that we have for the admin to configure. So for that, I'll be taking you to the backend panel first. So I'll be logging into my admin account first. So after you've successfully installed this Magento 2 web security module or the firewall mod, you'll be able to see a web application firewall menu option on the left hand side, as you can see here. And we have three different options or the menu options, sub menu options, wherein the admin can see the successful logs. I'll just open them up for you. So here we can also see the permissions. We can also see the brute force login attempts. So let me take you to the admin login success logs. So here the admin can see the different login logs, and the admin can check. So here you can, as you can see here we have the email addresses and the IP addresses that have been used for trying to log in, and we also have the region and the state of that particular person or the IP address and the country with the latitudes and longitudes and the mode or the device through which this particular admin backend panel was tried to be logged in with the operating system details as well, and the browser that was also used. Here you can see that we can see the Firefox, Chrome, Safari, and so under this the admin can check all the logs for the admin backend panel, basically the login attempts that have been made. Maybe the sub-user accounts were trying to log in, or some other person would have tried to log into the admin backend panel. So all of those logs get into here within this section. Then we have the view permission section, the second one, and basically here the admin would be able to check whether the website is running in the production or the development mode, and the admin can choose the server type as the shared hosting one or the private hosting one. And this was about the view permission section. So I'll be explaining this in a bit more depth in the coming video. So for now I'm just giving a small overview. So for the brute force login logs, here you can see that the admin would be able to make use or can check the used username that was used for making a brute force login into the admin backend panel, and the password that was also used for the same, and the client's IP address along with the browser and the URL. So that was about these three sections. Apart from that, let me give you an overview of what the different configuration settings are there for this particular Magento 2 web security module. And for sure it's a really good module, and you can understand that by checking the configuration settings in the backend panel. So here we have, under the web cool block, we have the WAF configuration, and under that we have the general settings where the admin can enable the Magento security and can download the GeoIP library that allows to provide us the details of the actual location of the IP address. The admin can also get alerts about the unrecognized admin logins, and the admin can also select the CMS pages for the blocked IP addresses. The admin can also send password reset requests to all of the sub-user accounts, and that way all of the sub-users would be logged out and they'll have to reset their password initially so as to make a re-login. Apart from that, the admin can set up the malicious file security, wherein the admin can get the notifications if any file is uploaded by the Magento. And the admin can also prevent the uploading file with the extensions, so any extensions that have been mentioned here. Any person who tries to make a brute login to your admin backend panel or tries to make a FTP access, he'll not be able to what we say as upload these kind of files that we have mentioned here, separated by commas. Apart from that, the admin can also receive file malicious notifications on the email address that the admin has set up here. And the admin can also enable the country ban by enabling it and choosing the countries for which the admin wants to completely restrict the access for the IP addresses. Apart from that, the admin can also set up the IPs allowed setting, and here the admin can set up the blacklisted IPs and whitelisted IPs, and can also enable the IP debug log. And apart from that, we just discussed today the front-end two-step authentication for the customers, where we have enabled the Google two-factor authentication, and we also saw that the option that says trust this device option. I didn't explain that up much, but in the next video I'll for surely try and explain this as well. Then we have the protect against brute force logins. Here the admin can enable it and can choose the warning emails the email addresses where the warning emails should be sent out to, and can choose to send the alerts on each login failed, whether you want to send the mails or not for the logins that have been failed. And admin user account lock alert can also be sent out. Apart from that, abuse IPDB can also be activated. You can set up the API key for that, and you'll be able to set up the different reported IPs if brute force attempt has been detected within the admin backend panel. And then we have the mailbox layer real-time email address validation. What it does is basically, if you enabled it, then the customers need to enter a valid email address or an active one before they can create their own account on your web store. So that was much about the small overview for the admin backend panel. We'll be going through that in the next video for this particular module. So that was much for the Magento 2 web security module for today, and I hope you got an overview of how this particular extension is really beneficial for the store owner as well as the customers and the web store front end. Thanks for watching this video, and have a great day ahead.